Where are you teaching your classes now?
I'm in the fitness centre in Moodiesburn and the town hall again in Cumbernauld.
Oh, okay.
And the new town hall just started in there last night again, this public house. And then this Thursday starting another church hall over in Canting.
Right, okay, so you're doing lots. Right, and these knees have been giving you problems for years though, haven't they?
Yeah.
So the first thing I want you to do, take your shoes off because I need to put little reflective markers on your shoes. So that'll be the first thing. I'm going to just check that we have got sound, because usually with my usual with this, Donna, is that I film something and then realise I filmed it without any sound. You know, that's my usual practice. Pop your shoes up in that bed. That would be grand. So how many classes are you teaching then?
So I was only doing 2, and this week is the start of doing 4.
Right, okay.
I've only been doing 2.
And how do you feel your coach?
I do outdoor, mate. I fit but I don't do it, and I just coach people. I'm not doing it, and that's definitely a class. That's me exercising.
Right, okay. Ashley, do us a favour, see online, can you just go onto our YouTube channel and just basically see if this comes up and just make sure that there's sound. That's it. I can't be bothered. My phone's not working, so I can't be bothered. Right, so trainers. So what we're going to do is we are going to put you into this 3D environment. So essentially, all of these little markers, you're basically going to be all marked up. So this is how they make like the Star Wars movie and all that, and all these kind of mad, I don't know, I suppose like 3D type stuff. So this is exactly the same cameras and the same technology, but we work with a spin-out company out of Oxford Uni who created this whole system. So essentially all your data and stuff all goes there, and you're compared against people of a similar age, a similar height, a similar weight, and a similar kind of fitness level. So you're compared off them. So essentially it's not just like a stockpile, so it's an ever-growing data set. Right, so I need...
This is not on Facebook.
It's not on Facebook, it's on YouTube. YouTube, yeah. YouTube. But you can share it if you want. Onto that. That would be... Do my techie stuff, Ashley. Do all that. Right, so you can pop that one on. There you go. Oh, fantastic. That's them. 3 now. Do you know it's another one?
Oh, that's right.
I know, it's 1 at 40.
Yes.
As you do. Oh yeah, so we're live. Perfect. So it's just on. And so you can share it on Facebook if you want, that's fine. So don't say anything you don't want Facebook hearing. Don't slag your veins off. So 3 of them. Just take the link.
Share.
Yeah, no, and just copy it into Facebook, into like the Facebook group.
Are you sure you want this one?
Yes, we're not going to do anything. I'm not going to murder you. I'm not. I'm sure you want it. Yeah, we're fine. So we're doing a Run 3D assessment. Right, so that's that bit. Then what we then need to do, Donna, is these little reflective markers go on to different areas of your body. So you're down at your ankles and down at your knees where you're really experiencing that pain. And what this does is it allows us to measure your angulation of exactly how you're moving and when you're moving. And that gives us lots of information on how your joints are being loaded. So when you're teaching, when you're jumping, when you're doing all your activities, you're loading your tissues in a particular way, which clearly is affecting your knees in a negative way. So if we can get that valuable information to see actually how are you loading those tissues, that gives us power. And with that power, we then can go, right, here is how we can help reduce the force that's going onto your knees. So let's just pop these on. So if you stand with your back to me, Donna, just because I basically spend my life on my knees, or like in people's body. Okay, that's it. Now these little reflective markers that I'm putting on here, once I've done what's called a static on the 3D system. If these fall off, do not stop, don't bother. It doesn't matter if these fall off. Once I've done a little static, once I've basically told the system where your joints are. There we go. And then from here, that's that. Excellent. And we're just going to do into the knee, Donna, okay? So this will just be here. And here. There we go. And then the last one is going to go on the other side. Here. Perfect. Then next up, we're going to put reflective markers around your thighs and your calves. Now these need to stay on, Donna. Okay, so if these come off or you feel them slacking off when you're moving, it's really important that we address that. These cannot come off, okay? Does that feel tight? And it should feel like you're in there, you're getting held. Good. But not cutting your circulation off. Now open your legs a wee bit wider because I'm going to go up to your hamstrings. That's perfect. So I'm just coming through it. That's it. Perfect. And it should feel nice and snug, but not sore. Bionic women. See you later, Ashley. See you later. So we're going up to PSIS, so just right here. This is where I want this to be. So this is just like a corset that's going to go around you. Now this side here is where the Velcro is. So if you take that side, and then I want you to just wrap this round here really tight and get it really tight and then Velcro that on. Gorgeous. Did you ever watch Mork and Mindy? Nanu. Wait till you see this then. This will mean something to you. You're old enough to remember. So these are going to go on your hips. It just reminds me of like Nanu, Mork and Mindy. So basically, you find your hip bones. It's better if you find rather than me prodding about, and then I'll have a wee feel. Find them. You think they're there? Good girl. And then here. Perfect. Now, if you now walk up onto the system, you see there's feet here, so that's where your feet go. So I'm going to basically just put you into this system so you can see up here. Donna, look, there's you there, look. There is your body. So that's the cameras behind you, and that's your pelvis, your thighs, your knees, calf muscles, and down at your foot and ankle. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure your feet are placed in this precisely. So if you let me just take the weight of that, and that's perfect. And then we'll do the same with this one. Perfect. So stay there. Cross your hands over the top like that. That's basically just so that the cameras behind can see those markers there, Donna. That's it. And then all we do, new static, and that is the labelling complete. And there you're in there. Now, do a wee movement. You'll see your skeleton moving. Yeah, you can move about now. That's it, look. Yeah. There's you. It's so weird. I can hear you creaking. So I can take these away. Now you can just move normally now. That is the static. That's you in the system. So all of those reflective markers that I've put on. So see how these wee ones have stuck on. If they come off during this, it doesn't matter because that static has been done. It's in the system. However, these ones need to stay on. Okay. So you can see we've got that posterior view. We've got the lateral view of what's going on right down to the feet as well. So I want to just, for you, because the knees are of particular interest, I want to see what's happening there. See what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Bringing that in. And then we'll take this one up slightly. Gorgeous. I clearly don't get out much, do I? So what I'd like you to do is, we're going to see that piece of the board that you're on. We're going to remove that. So if you just stand your feet to the side, and I'll take that away. And then step back on. Well done. Right, have you used a treadmill before, Donna? Yes. Not for a long time. So you've got a choice. That's basically a wee thing you clip on, and if you get too far back, it basically pulls off and it stops the machine. So it's up to yourself if you want to wear that. I'm not going to force you to wear it. Right, so very, very, very easy. Stop. That's your start button. Increase speed, decrease speed. I'm not going to be analysing you right at the very start. I'm just going to get you relaxed and moving. So when you're ready, press start. It'll be really slow initially. Feel okay? That's it. And just nice and slow, Donna. Don't do anything. You don't run, so we're not going to assess you running. This is going to be how you're moving, you're walking. So put it up a wee bit more. That's like you're walking like it's been a while, eh? Well done. What we might do is move this round and we can maybe see. And then take it to a pace that feels like your natural speed if you were just walking, right? If you were walking, what pace would you go? That feel normal?
Yeah.
Or as normal as normal can be these days? Okay, so just get a wee bit warmed up and we'll start assessing you soon, but I want to just excellent. That's as slow as you would walk. Quite slow, isn't it? But it feels normal. If you were going for it, you don't walk anyway. That just kind of feels normal for you. But if that feels like your normal pace, then fine. So, okay. Okay. And just nice and natural. Perfect. So we can see up on the left here as we do this, the red is all the not so good stuff. Okay, the white is the good stuff. Okay, so you can see it. Yeah, you can see yourself in that 3D environment over here. So I can see you from underneath, behind, to the side, so you can see how you're moving. And then that pulls in your data here, so you've got that little skeleton. And this is just capturing how you're moving and exactly how you're loading. Now, all of that red stuff, stuff we need to work on, okay? Right. So there's a few wee bits. What speed are you at there?
2.5.
2.5. And we're not doing running because that isn't something you do. It's not going to tell us, it's not going to be any use to us. I want you to press stop and just slow it down. Okay, that's as hard as that analysis is going to be, that bit. And then we're now going to move on to the MSK side of things.
Okay.
So step off that once it stops, Donna. Don't hurt yourself. Okay, so we can have a wee quick look at this just now. Right, so lots and lots and lots of different colours, and there's lots of these are your parameters that we've assessed there with your walking. So what your foot and ankle's doing, that's your eversion and inversion, right? You don't need to know what all these things mean.
Okay.
I'll put that into lay terms for you. How your ankle joint's moving, so the dorsiflexion at the foot, then what's happening at the knee flexion at foot strike, is your knee going out to the side, is it going in, how's it responding as your foot hits the ground, what's happening at your hip, you've actually quite a lot of stuff going on with your hips, okay? So hip rotation, hip abduction, so how that's all moving, because in this we're measuring your frontal plane, sagittal plane and transverse plane, so it's 3D. And then actually your pelvis is great. Yay! you've got there's something good. There's quite a lot around that pelvic oblique stuff, so that's a lot of motion at the pelvis, Donna, okay? And then rotation as well. What's happening? Vertical excursion and centre of mass, so that's like how much you bounce, actually very good, so you're actually quite an efficient walker. Foot progression angle, overstride and step width all need to be addressed as well. So there's lots there. Your cadence, actually, that's how fast you were walking. Your cadence there was 107. The mean was 119, so a wee bit slower, but actually that wasn't too bad. Step width is quite narrow, Donna.
Right.
Okay. So we'll see what's going on there. That can sometimes be stability and balance. Okay. Vertical excursion, 10 out of 10. That's basically when you walk, how much you go up and down. So actually really efficient. And then your overstride, so actually you've got quite a shorter stride, okay, compared to the mean. So we'll finish this just now, and then we're going to move on to the next set of assessments. But what I'll do is I'll take all of that stuff off you. So let's come over here, and we'll just get rid of all, we don't need all that now. That's all that bit. See, this all takes ages just to gather that little bit of data, but it's very important data. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing a ball. Maybe take all that off. Your thighs will feel weird now after getting that. And then we'll take off the pelvis, shoes. Now, for this next part, this is what's called the musculoskeletal assessment. So we're going to do lots of assessments on your strength, your flexibility, your range of motion. Take that corset off and see where you're strong, see where you're weak. And then putting that together with your movement, we then get a clear picture of where you are. So if you have a wee seat over there, and take your shoes and socks off, so that we can properly assess you. I'll bring this out here. Oh, did you ever do any of your streaming of your classes?
No.
Do you not bother with this?
Oh, the online. I did the online Zoom.
Didn't enjoy that?
No, not at all. I like to get in amongst everybody.
No, it's kind of hard. Right, so first things first, if you come and lie down on your back, Donna. So, have you ever had anything like this before?
Nope.
Good God. Where have you been? So we're going to do lots of assessments. So we're going to give you a really good thorough assessment here, Donna. Your knees sit between your pelvis and your hips, and your ankles and your feet, right? Your knees, I've got slight rotation, but essentially they're a hinge joint. They move like that, right? You've done your anatomy physiology, so that makes sense to you. But they've got a slight rotation. Knees are usually not the root cause or not the start cause of the problem and the pain that they give out. There's usually a reason that your knees are getting loaded the way they're getting loaded. And this has obviously been on for a long time. So as much as we deal with the knees, right, you've had a lot of surgery in these knees, unless we also address why they're getting loaded this way, Donna, you're not getting out of the bit, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a whole host of tests. The first one I'm going to do is check your leg length, make sure that you're nice and even. You probably are, but let's not assume. I'm not going to assume anything. So, are you okay for me to just get in amongst it? And right, okay, if you feel uncomfortable at any time, just let me know. Why are you so dark? Have you been away?
No,
that is not Scottish sun. Right, so you're looking pretty good there. Lower back feels okay. You don't feel hiked up. That right side's a wee bit tight up there and at that back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we're fine there. So can you put your hands on your hip bones for me, just so that that's it. And then I'm just going to come in here. That's perfect. So we're going from this wee bit here is your ASIS down to medial malleolus. Number 89. Then find your left one for me. Perfect. Let that go. And absolutely no problems there. Okay, so that's a nice big tick. So we can rule that out. So pop this into system. 89. And continue. Flexibility, how are you there?
No, terrible.
Are you really bad?
Yeah. And I've got no outward rotation in my hips. Really bad.
Right, we'll
I
find,
remember that from
even when you were teaching classes and stuff,
yeah, trying to teach body balance stuff, and I struggled with all the hip stuff.
bring your left knee in towards your chest, right? And then we're going to check your hamstring flexibility. Extend your leg up straight. Right, now straight as you can, Donna, right, and then just relax and let me passively hold it. Is that as far as you can go?
Yeah.
Right, relax. This left leg, and we're there, 4. Right, relax that down. Let me just pop that in the system. And then the right leg, let's see what that is. So do the exact same, just you bring it in, find that position, straighten that leg as much as you can. Yeah. Right, so we've definitely got. And then relax that off. So quite a difference on that right side there. You were 51 degrees there, and you're 34 on the left side. And that's actually off the charts, right? As in naughty off the charts. Right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to see how strong those inner thighs are. So I want you to bend your knees for me. Right, so this is a blood pressure monitor that we use to pressure the force that you can apply with your inner thighs. So basically we just put this between your legs and you give it welly, right? We'll do the best out of 2, right? Because you know what it's like. So you ready? Once you're ready, squeeze as tight as you can. Go. Come on, Donna. Oh, well done, you got to 220, right? Take a big deep breath in. Let's see if we can go further. Breathe out, squeeze. Come on. 220 is the best you're getting. So 220. So we'll pop that in. That's actually not bad. So inner thighs. 220. Everybody scores badly on that. You're kind of just slightly below the mean. Right, bridge. I'm expecting you to be able to do this easy. You ever done a Pilates bridge where you just lift up and hold? Right, so basically I'm going to time. Can you manage that 30 seconds? So basically just hands at the side of your body, lift your bum up and hold, and I'll start the timer. Great. So it's going, so it's 30 seconds. We're just seeing you. So you want to keep your hips nice and level. Pull your core in. You might find you start to get a wee bit of cramp in your hamstrings as you do this. Okay? So as long as you can do 30 seconds, that is the test. You're halfway through. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. Kind of expected this would be okay for you, but I don't want to assume. After we do this, we do it single leg to see if you can do that. So now what I want you to do, can you lift your left leg? Exactly. Well, anyone, that's fine. That's it. Left leg raised. So it's the right. That's it. You're good. You're good. You're good. No, stay there. Stay there. Stay up. That's it. Stay there. It's 30 seconds. Can you do 30 seconds like that? Aha! She's beginning to fade. Yeah, it gets a wee bit more difficult, doesn't it? Yeah. So you're at 20 seconds. The key is 30 seconds, okay? But you can see it's a wee bit harder. And then you're going to change to the right leg. So once you're up, I'll start the clock. Let's shoot. Let's see. And think to yourself as you do this, how does that side compare to the other? Easier, isn't it? That right side's definitely not doing its role as well. So it's about, that feels a bit better. Doesn't feel as hard. I could probably do that double, triple easily the time. And 3, 2, 1, and then take that down. Well done. Right, so past that, excellent. But you can feel the difference in yourself there, that it didn't feel as good. So we're going to check your joint range of motion down at your feet. So first joint we're looking at is the first metatarsal phalangeal joint, so your big toe. So your feet are quite interesting. They are quite flat, but flat feet aren't the enemy, right? It's all right. You're allowed to have flat feet. It's only if you've got issues with your flat feet. Right, so we're just measuring that joint angle. Right, so you do not have enough motion in this joint. So you have 20 degrees on the left. And on the right, you have less. You have 15 degrees. Now, you need 65 degrees for normal motion. Okay?
I mean, you were doing that on the right.
Did you?
I'm saying my knee, yeah.
So all I did was bend your big toe.
Yeah.
So your right side, you had 15 degrees, and the left, you had 20. Now, to give you an idea, for norm,
This is why the stride's short. I can't.
loads of your hips will no doubt be involved in that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely you're not ambulating properly, and your prescription that you've got in your shoe, your orthotic, isn't doing what it needs to at the minute for you. So ankle inverter strength. So we're going to check strength. Okay, so this is a measures force. So we're not going to say, oh, that feels quite good. It's like literally we're going to, how does it feel? So this motion's a bit funky. So we've got inversion here and eversion here. But I literally only want to measure that motion. What I don't want is your thigh taking over, so you're not moving this whole leg, right? So I'll literally just ask you to bring your foot in. I'm going to put this thing here and you're going to resist against me. You ready? So I'm going to hold that so you don't cheat. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, relax. So you got 8.8. Let's do it again. Best out of 2. Go. 3, 2, 1. 9.3. Yes. 9.3 on the left, which is pretty decent actually. And then on the right side, let's see how this compares. Okay, so you know the motion. Do you need a wee reminder? So it's that way.
Yeah.
When you're ready, Donna, push, go. 3, 2, 1, relax. 7.8. Feel the difference.
Yeah.
And again, go. 3, look at you. Look at that whole leg going.
Yeah.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and relax. 7.2. Okay, so again, feel it. It's frustrating, isn't it? You're like, God, come on. But it means that what we're getting is that accurate measurement, actually what's going on. So what we're going to do now, we're going to measure the motion going out the way. Okay, so your eversion, this motion.
Yeah.
So again, I'm going to just place this here, and you're going to push. That's it. 3, 2, 1. You've got 10.1. We'll do it again. Go. 3, 2, 1. 10.4. Remember that for me. 10.4 on the left.
Yeah.
You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. 8.8. Go. 3. Look at you cheating. 3, 2, 1. 6.4. Okay. So it was at 10.1 on the left.
10.4.
10.4. Well done. That right leg, eh? Is your right one always been a wee bit more funky?
Well, that's the one I had the ruptured cruciate on as well. Okay.
Right, we're going to measure hip rotation. So this is the bit that you think that you're not very good at. So we're going to do hip internal and external rotation. So carefully, do you think, Donna, you'll be able to roll over on your tummy from here? Yeah, without rolling off the bed? If you need me to put it down, you're good. Fit enough, eh? Kinda. Right, so get yourself comfy, put your head wherever you feel comfortable, and I'm going to just start with the right leg. So if you bend your knee, okay, and I'm going to just support your pelvis, Donna, because a lot of the time we steal mobility from our lower back, and I don't want to be measuring what your lower back's doing. I want what's the hip doing. So that's why I'm just stabilising How does that feel?
Okay.
No pain or discomfort with that? Are you definitely sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then relax that down. That's the right leg. And the left leg. Let's lift that one up. Shoot. No pain or discomfort. That's you there. Feel the point of bind. .86 on that one. Okay. I'm going to do external. So if you bring this up. This one's okay.
Yeah.
So no signs of hip joint impingement or osteoarthritis, which is always good. So I'm up to 83 there on the right. There we go. And then this one, let's bring that up. So your range of motion's, I think, better than maybe what you thought. And 84 there on the left. Fine.
Is it the front that has to go in?
Aye, I bet your hip flexors.
Yeah, all that, yeah.
So we're going to check the strength of these, okay? So I want you to bend your leg. Let's turn this on. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this motion and this motion. So we're going to start with, we're going to do it internal, so we'll go this way. So essentially, you're going to push your leg that way, okay? So I'm going to have this here. Hold on, to turn it on. That wouldn't be good, make you do all that and then go, oh, sorry, Donna, it's not registered. Need to do it all again. You tired? Pop that down just to turn this on. There we go, it's on. Right, so bend the knee. You're pushing that way. Again, that's it. So no quads involvement, literally just that hip rotator just to the side. 3, 2, 1, relax. 7.8, let's do that again. Push. That's quads. There, go. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So 7.8 was your best on the right. Let's just stick that in. And then on the left, same position. So we're here, pushing to the side, off you go. That's quads. Okay, let's go. Push, 3, 2, 1, relax. 5.7, and again, go. 3, 2, 1, and relax. 7.1, you get up to there, okay? So both of them are going to need a wee bit of work. So those hip rotators. Internal now. Okay, you ready for this? So you're going that way. You ready? So you're going towards the window. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and then relax. How does that feel? 9. And the other side. And then again, go. 3, 2, 1, and relax. 9.1. Go. Right, this is pretty much a disgusting one. It's hamstrings, right?
Right, okay.
So you generally get cramp when you do this on us. So we're definitely doing this once. So bend your knee, right, and you're going to be basically pulling your leg that way, and I'm going to be resisting against you. You ready? So we'll just do it 3 seconds. When you're ready, go. You ready? Crample ready? Right, go. 3, 2, 1, relax. 5.5 on the right. You ready? Go. 3, 2, 1. Now you can feel the difference with that, can't you? 12.1 on the left. Exactly. So it screams at you, doesn't it? You're like, oh God, right, okay. Because we can have all the surgeries, we can keep fixing something that's broken, but we're not dealing with the... No, why are you loading your tissues that way? Why are you getting this? What's happening? You know, I'd love to have seen you 10 years ago. Right, so we're going to measure that lovely flexibility that you know that you've not really got much of. So we're going to do centimetres. That's fine.
Go back and do it all again.
Well, if you can go back and do it all again, but without the injuries, yeah. So bend your knee, right? And then all I want you to do is just relax. Now, can you bend that any further than that? Without influencing your lower back. See how you want to take that from there, Donna? Right, that's as far as you can go without your lower back doing that. So we're just going to quantify that and actually put a number on it. And to be honest with you, Donna, you're not even on the charts, right? So you're not even normally kind of 18 centimetres. So that's probably about 27 centimetres up there, but it doesn't go up that high. So that right side is definitely, it's not great. Right, so your hips and about the front of your thighs and into your hips and stuff are going to be affected. Right, so let's see what this left one's saying to us. So it immediately feels a wee bit better. Right, is that as far as that will go? So you're 16 centimetres there. Okay, again, not brilliant, but okay. Let's measure the strength of those outer thighs. So choose a side and just lie on it, Donna. So just lie on your side. Okay, that way. Okay. So from there, I want you to bend your bottom leg. Put your top hand there just to help you balance. So just down there, that's it, perfect. Then bring this leg back towards me. Then from here, all you're going to do is push your leg up. I'm just going to support you so you're not rolling forwards or backwards. And then just push up as hard as you can. 3, 2, 1, relax. 7.8, then roll over onto the other side. That was your left leg. And then the right leg, Donna. Let's see what that one's saying for us. So just keep that hip nice and stacked. That's it. And then again, let's go. 3, 2, 1. And then relax. Interestingly, let's just try that again, actually. Put that up. Go. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Yeah. Interesting, your right side, and that is stronger. 9. Okay, so we're no doubt going on to Thomas test next, which you might surprise me. So have a look at this picture. You're basically, actually, I'll show you. If you jump up, I'll show you where I want you. This is measuring your hip flexor, both your short hip flexor and your long hip flexor. Essentially, choose a leg. You basically pull your leg in, you lie back, and then I'll then measure what's going on around the hips. Okay? So if you get yourself into that position. Okay? That's it. Exactly, that's it, yeah. And then just choose a leg and then lie back and relax, and I'll give you a wee cushion. There you go. And you just relax. So short hip flexor immediately is fine. You can see that. So that's your psoas. .28, and then let's do the other side. So just switch over. That's you. And perfect, left side. So if you just wait there just now. 28. Okay, let's have a look at the ankle. So if you stand up, what I want you to do, if we, actually we'll just go over to that bit of wall over there. I'm just going to measure your ankle joint motion. So see if we just find a bit of wall. I'm just going to measure your feet. So see if you go like this, literally like you're doing a wee calf stretch. So you take yourself into that, choose a side and I'll just measure. And then lean in, is that as far as you can go?
What do you mean lean in?
So bring that knee to the wall without lifting the heel, that's it. So I'm measuring the angle of the tibia. 2, okay, and then the other one. Bring that in. Perfect, that's you. Not a bother there. Actually not too tight down there, Donna. You feel okay there?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Right, this is a horrible test. Repeated calf raises, come on over here. So this is all about, now, do you want to put your shoes on for this? Because you're going to go up your tiptoes.
Okay.
Would that hurt your toes normally when you do that without shoes? Pop your socks and shoes on because I don't want you, it's not cheating doing that. So we're going to do a repeated calf stretch, calf strength. So basically, you're literally going to be up and down, and we're looking for 30 of them. But I'm getting you to put your shoes on because your big toes get a little bit of arthritic changes in it. And you'll no thank me because it'll make it sore. Okay. That's you. 2 more tests here, Donna. Right, so this isn't a balance test, so it is literally, you're allowed to hold on to something just for a wee bit of balance, but quite literally you're doing a single leg calf lift, heel raise basically. You try to get to 30, but without using that like a crutch, right? So off you go. So count out how many you're doing. So that's 1, is that as high as you can go? That's 2, 3, is that 4? 6, 7, you're allowed to hold on a wee bit if you need to. 8, 9, so you can get right up, Donna. 10, 11, 12, it's all right, don't worry about the balance. 13, 14, how are we feeling?
Yeah, calves are burning.
Calves are burning. 15, 16, you still keep going. 17, 18, 19, yep. Right, I'm going to stop you there, right, and then change legs. So what leg was that, your left?
That was my right leg.
Your right leg, so that was 20 there. Okay, so let's do the right leg, or the left leg even. Did I put that in the right thing? Nope. 20 on the right. Get it right. Okay, you started. That's 1. Get right up there, Donna. That's a half measure. That's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Definitely struggling to get up, aren't you? That big toe. That's 9, 10, 11. Stop pushing on that treadmill. Yep, yep. Okay, and I'm going to stop you there. 15, okay? Because you're all over the place, so that's enough. Okay. Right, final test, I promise. And this is going to see, we're going to get you to do basically a single leg squat.
Yep.
And I'm just going to watch you and I'm going to just see what I see. So choose a side that you want to start on.
Okay.
Right, be your left or your right, and I'm just going to watch how you organise yourself, okay?
So single leg.
Yep. Okay. And then change sides. That's you. You don't need to keep doing that. That's it. It's really what I'm looking at there is how you organise. Perfect. Right, I want you to just sit and relax for a second, and I'm going to pull this report up, okay? Lots there to go through, right? So what we'll do is we'll bring all this caper over with us, Donna. See your report. Right, so sit and chill and relax just now, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull your report up on this big screen and go through, basically go through what we've just found. So, report here, add. So this is both your Gait and MSK assessments. Let's export, we'll save that. Export. Donna. Right. Oh, there we go. Woohoo! That's big. That's really big. So what we're going to do here, Donna, jump on the treadmill, and what we'll do, don't worry, I'm not going to make you run. She's like, oh no, don't make me run. So we're going to go through what we see here, right? So it's obviously in a big screen just now, so what we'll do is we'll maybe reduce that because it's a bit excessive, isn't it? Is that, can you see that for there? We'll make it 200, is that nice and big? Is that better?
Yeah.
You can go bigger. It's bigger,
That's fine,
better. You sure?
Right.
So this is your report. This is your the full report where we've pulled all that data, right? And then from this, when you go away, I'll go through this even more thoroughly and get you actually what does all this mean, and get a plan for you. Right, so first things first, right, we've got Oxford Uni basically pulled together this thing called the traffic light system, where we've got below average, ideal and above based on your mean, left side, right side. So dead easy to read, right? It's like late term, right? So absolutely fine, you're within the ideal bilaterally. Right, when we start going down here, look, right side's here, left side's here. When you see this big disparity, that's never good, right? Even if that was a way below, but they were both below, that's better than that, right? So we can see here this motion of our pelvis. We've got more motion in the left than we have in the right. So there's something going on around your pelvis area and that lateral motion, so your frontal plane motion, that needs addressed, okay? Up here, hip extension at toe off, you've got absolutely bugger all hip extension, as in that, Donna, that. So see how I said you've got quite a small stride length?
That's
okay? Definitely your knees will be involved in that as well, and your feet. Hip adduction, hips coming in, way above. Look at that left, look at the right. So again, all that hip, your hip extension, all of these things. And this changes how loads goes on to different tissues. Primarily we're concerned about your knees. Hip internal rotation, right? How the hip moves like that. Right side's an ideal, look at the left side, away above, okay? Knee, now knee flexion at foot strike, boom, both of them above, more so on the right side than the left side. Now knee flexion, basically your knee being bent as your foot hits the ground. Donna, see this, even if you didn't have knee pain just now, I'd be saying to somebody, you need to be really careful with this presentation you're going to do your knees in, right? You're already at that, right? This, every step, every jump, everything you're doing, how you're moving, you are knees, and you're putting tons of force onto these knees. But actually what we need to influence isn't your knees. Doing stuff with your knees isn't going to take the force away from the knees.
Yeah.
We need to influence the other stuff, right? Because that's why your knees are getting loaded that way. Knee abduction, okay, going out. You massively medial drive, your knees go in. So when you probably first started having your knee pain, it would have been medial knee pain. You would have had this is where your kind of arthritic changes will be, right? And this is why. This is, it's all just it's been there for a long time. You just didn't address it. Dorsiflexion, how your ankle joint goes up. So we've got normal on the right and a way above average on the left. So that usually is acting that way because it's doing something that your hip's not doing. Okay, so you've got good motion of your ankle joint, thank goodness, because your hip's not doing what it needs to do. Eversion is below, right? Kind of below the ideal. That's how your foot's just moving. Strength. Okay, this is where it gets fun. So hip abductors, the leg going out, so you can see weak. Hamstring, look at that right side, Donna, right? It was boom, you could feel it. Inverters, so the ankles, the whole ankle, your whole stability down at your lower limb was rotten, right? It really was, it wasn't great. Range of motion at your hips was actually excellent, okay? But again, instability. Your hip flexor flexibility, which we did not expect, you're absolutely fine. It's coming from your knee, it's your range of motion. It's not your tightness in your soft tissue. It's the motion of the joint itself. So it's the joint that's not allowing you to move. And then here, we didn't actually mark that data. We put this one in here. We've got way below first metatarsal phalangeal joint. So your big toe doesn't function how it's meant to. And then we observed that medial knee drive, as I was talking about, and we were losing that foot contact. So your foot massively pronates, it rolls in. And again, you load up that knee. Right. This is what I look at. That will mean nothing to you. It looks like a whole bunch of dots. Left side, right side. Left side, right side. You see that? Pelvic motion. Pelvic tilt. Sagittal plane motion. Pelvic obliquity. Frontal plane motion. Pelvic rotation. Transverse plane motion. Right? We want the dots looking like that, not like this. Okay? So we can see immediately just by looking at that, left side high, right side low, left side low, right side high. So the hip joint, not nice down there, but immediately we know that this rotational motion is where we need to be spending more time rather than over here. This is more important and there's more stuff we need to fix here. Look at the knee. Big, massive knee flexion, that massively puts force through your knee, okay? You are really, you're going to end up 2 knee replacements like this, okay? Maximum knee flexion, okay? Very high again. Time of maximum knee flexion, so you're out of it really quick. You're down, you're basically, your knee abduction, so that knee going out, and the internal rotation is actually sitting within the mean, which is good. But how we influence this is by influencing the stuff up here and the stuff down there. Right? We can't really influence that on its own. Then down here, foot and ankle. Right? This is why we study 5 years just to understand what's going on there. Right? So it's quite complex, the foot and ankle joints. So we've got the dorsiflexion. This is this motion at the ankle joint. The areas here for you is this stands out for me. Do you see that difference? Time of maximum eversion, that's the time of maximum pronation. It's the length of time you're staying in pronation. Right? Pronation isn't the devil. You're allowed to pronate. You're allowed to move your foot into that flat foot position. Moving your foot into the flat foot position actually absorbs shock. It's dead important. You're staying in it too long. Okay? On this side, and then on this side, you're actually not in it long enough. So on your right side, you're not everting long enough, right? What that then means is, think about that shock absorption. Your foot and ankle isn't absorbing that as much as it should be. So then that then travels up, it's getting into the right knee. Okay, so you can see that immediately. Right side, it's just not doing it. So it's dead important that we deal with that. So there's loads that we can do to offload that knee, to reduce the amount of force that's going through it, to strengthen it up. It's not just about stretching it and giving it a wee rub with Tiger Balm or something. It's about what can we do to change the forces, to change the load that's going through it. Clearly, we need to work on quite a lot of strength, right, and balance, which is it's no brilliant. Cadence was a wee bit below. Step width was really narrow. Okay, so we're definitely working that. We need to work on your stride length and stuff. So that all needs a little bit of work, but that will come by working on this stuff here. So next steps, I'll go through this. You don't need to look at all this data. This is for me to look at. I'll go through this with a fine tooth comb. Really look at, right, how do we change that? How do we actually start to offload those knees? And it's going to be a combination from looking at this lower, so your foot and ankle, and your pelvis and your hips. Okay, you need both. You're going to need some sort of control of, you want a little bit of pronation on that right side. You're not staying in it long enough, so we need to address that. Right, so you've got an orthotic just now that's essentially supinating your foot, right? So it's doing the opposite, it's taking your foot away from the pronation position, but actually we want to allow a little bit more. So, because based on this, when you're moving, you're not staying in it long enough. So what that means is that your foot's more rigid. So then the forces are then going up and they're going straight onto that right knee. So we definitely need to think about that a wee bit more. Strength-wise, nail pois, Donna. Nail pois. So we've got a lot of strength, right? So you could feel that difference in that right foot. You're clearly, with the injuries and the surgery you've had on that side, you've clearly subconsciously not loading it the same. Right, so you've got to do your rehab for that. Did you do rehab afterwards? And continued with it? Did it? You're not loading that right side the same as your left side, so we must address that. Okay. Do you have any questions? Is your head burst? Right.